All right, we are live for our first live stream of the year, January 7th, 2024. I want to welcome everybody to the stream. We're joined by the full crew tonight. I took a couple weeks off, guys, for just holiday, just to sit back, relax, not worry about any type of sports ball. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing, though, tonight? How's your holiday? Are you prepping for the apocalyptic polar vortex that may or may not happen this weekend?
I live in Florida.
Here in Oklahoma.
Fuck you. I live in Florida. I ain't got a polar vortex. So
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll get down to like a balming 50 degrees in Florida.
that's fucking cold down here, motherfucker.
Yeah,
that's
it's
when
not cold
iguanas
here.
start to fall off.
It's so it gets so fucking cold. I can't wear my thin no-show socks. I gotta dig into my dresser drawer and get like my old thick white socks for warmth. It's terrible.
You actually have to get like normal socks. I'm shocked.
Yeah,
Shocked.
I can't wear my thin no-shows, man.
Besides that, how have you been, Sean, these past couple of weeks? What's all been going on in your neck of the woods?
My sleep schedule is fucked, so I don't fall asleep till like roughly 5 a.m. And yeah,
Ugh.
so that's been my life lately. And even though I try to wake up and stay up, that usually lasts about 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna lie down and see what happens. 4 hours later, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Time to wake up. So I'm trying to fix that shit. So that's been my life lately. Other than that, college football season ends tomorrow officially, and
Yep.
then we still have leftover bullshit to worry about with transfer portal and everything. So
Transfer portal signing day, little bit of NFL draft.
OU needs to fucking announce the new DC. Everyone says like Zac Alley's the guy. Where the fuck is my graphic, OU? What the fuck? It was supposed to be a Friday news dump, and I waited to give my video, and everyone else jumping on getting clicks that I should be getting. Not that they don't deserve their clicks too, but motherfuckers, like, announce the goddamn hire already. So I had to give up and talk about it like an hour or two ago. So
they must be one of those waiting for like maybe the contract to work out, or it's something else that maybe
I
from
guess
Jacksonville State.
Yeah, it's like the worst fucking secret. Is like Zac Alley is the new DC. He's like, can you put out a graphic so we know for sure?
Soon.
Yeah.
What's up? Maybe Brent can get in front of a microphone and talk about him, and then introduce him. And
yeah, and I'm saying it up front. It's not my joke, but we'll finally figure out if he's 28, 29, or 30 years old.
I don't know how fucking old he is.
Yeah,
Google
keeps wondering. Like,
Google tells me one thing, one report says another. It's like what in this Benjamin Button bullshit? Like, come on, fix it. I need to know how old he is so I can feel. I need to know how guilty I need to feel for not accomplishing anything in life when he's hired as the DC at OU. So,
me too. Gavin, how you doing, buddy? How'd the holidays treat you?
Holidays treated me all right for the most part. Working through the holidays and everything. I had some ups and downs and a little bit and everything, but hey, at least you get a little extra money for working the holidays. So, I'll take
That's
the
true.
extra money. So any way I can earn extra money, that will make me very happy for sure.
Hey, think of it this way: if you have to work the apocalyptic polar vortex this weekend, more money.
Yeah, exactly. More 12-hour shift money for me.
Oh boy. No. What about you, Swiggy? How'd your holidays treat you? Did you play Resident Evil 4 yet again and beat it in 2.5 hours?
No, please. The God of War DLC came out in early December, and I was finally able to get to it.
Oh yes, did you enjoy it?
Very much so, especially since it was free. Like, it's
Was it
like? I mean, it was just a roguelite. It wasn't anything like outrageously special, but it was a roguelite with a story. So,
Yeah. Hey, I mean, free content's free content regardless. So
exactly, it was kind of, if you've ever played the game, they basically did what they tried to do in the last game with that had like very not good success, because they put because the air would slowly poison you, and it was kind of confusing. But since it was extra, people didn't care that much. But this was actually better. So
yeah. Yeah, good still. Good. Glad to hear everybody had a great holiday season, got time to rest, relax, recharge the batteries. I know football season, we love football season, but I can't speak for anybody else. I love when I get a break for it because it's just go.
I fucking hate football. It sucks.
I know, right? When you hit this, well, to be fair, when you hit your live streams, you already hate football. So I mean, because how many
I
people
hate that. I hate that.
twist
No,
and
I hate that I'm alive and dealing with that bullshit is what I hate. I was like, why am I doing this to myself?
But the chat is your most favorite part of the football season, and hearing the
Yeah.
meltdowns like Jackson Arnold.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, let's kind of talk about it. With, as Sean mentioned, the season's wrapped up at this point. Tomorrow night we got Michigan versus Washington, the first non-SEC a national championship in quite some time, and we're going to get a new national champion who hasn't won it in well over 30 years at this point. I'm predicting it's going to be a very, very tuned-in game at this point. I hope the Huskies win. I hope karma finally hits Jim Harbaugh, but that's me. Other than that, bowl season's been bowl season. We've seen weird games. We've seen people eat some Pop-Tarts living, but it got weird. OU had their Alamo Bowl. We didn't review that or anything for it, but they played a game against Arizona. It was a game. We got to see a little bit of Jackson Arnold. Gavin, any initial thoughts from the Alamo Bowl? Just any quick thoughts for it? It's been a couple weeks. Just anything on your mind for it?
I would love to have some new fronts up in the trenches. That's the only thing I would probably be concerned about. And that was probably going to be my only biggest issue. It was like, I knew we were going to have issues with the trenches, even with all this stuff that Jackson Arnold can do, doing with some freshman mistakes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know, the trenches I knew were going to be very bad from the start, and it obviously showed from the get go. So,
and that happens. I mean, we had a lot of guys opt out. We had guys who declared. Absolutely, it was going to be one of those type of games where there's only going to be so many people for it. I thought they still had a good showing, though, regardless that they lost. I think the only red flag I have from that is that's another game they could have won and that they threw it away. But that's a learning experience. I think that's a kind of the overall picture as a whole at this point.
Yeah, and the thing is too, it was like Arizona, started off. It felt like I'm kind of going from the basketball terminology and everything. Arizona had basically like a 13-0 run. Then OU started to have their own run, and then Arizona just finished off the run. It was like, so, there is, sustainability and everything, but the problem is keeping up this, keeping up that, maintaining and sustaining that success.
Exactly.
So that was the whole issue. So it's like, that's kind of been our season in a nutshell. We can do it. It's just having consistency.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of, I don't mean to segue, but I'm bouncing back and forth. But Sean, you mentioned it, maybe about an hour ago on YouTube for it, that we may actually be getting some help from the O-line, though, from LSU.
Yeah, and basically, as of right now, there's a lot of positive momentum for OU. The one thing you need to keep in mind is that NIL is a big factor in this. So, I do think at the moment OU feels good where they're at, because right now, if this dude decides to not take other visits, that's a good sign. If he does take other visits, then everything's up for grabs again. So I mean, I would like to believe he wants to get this shit done. I know Bill is a big factor in coming here, because what a shock. Hey, you put guys in the league and they stay in the league and they're good. I like to be part of that group. But like if you want to get top tier left tackles to come play at your school that are highly touted, and this dude was like consensus 5-star outside of Rivals, because Rivals hates potential OU transfers a year later. I don't know how they figure those things out, but like the good news is, like, Tennessee didn't feel very positive from what people are hearing. Like there wasn't like a guaranteed, yes, Tennessee is knocked it. No, that's not what they felt at all. So right now, at this very moment, OU feels like the team to beat. and if you see him dropping like, I don't know if you'll be in like an announcement date or I doubt there's going to be an announcement for the announcement.
Oh wow!
I assume it's just going to happen.
Yeah,
but that would be probably our final portal get for this cycle. I do expect after spring for them to maybe go after one more D lineman. But the portal, like we got like 7 or 8 guys from the portal. You did all right.
That's
You're
a
making
catch.
it.
That's a catch. Damn.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sorry to just. That's just
You hanging in there?
Wild catch.
You're like,
yeah,
oh.
wild catch. I was saying wild catch. Sorry.
Are you at the spa? Are you getting a sensual massage? Getting the kinks worked out after a long weekend?
Oh no,
it's okay if you are.
Just sitting in a hot tub, smoking a cigar and a cowboy hat.
It's like I don't know why you and I need to have to argue all the time. You sass me all the time. Just say what you want to say. It's okay. Anyway, like, but if you add what we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. So if this guy picks OU, that's 11 guys in the portal and about 20 early enrollees for spring. So if you want to
wild.
You want to talk about a roster turnover?
Yeah.
Potential. Now, like all the portal guys, like we got that kid out of USC who's another tackle, the Tarkin guy.
Yeah.
The only guys on this list that make me go, yes, instant impact. It's like the wide receiver at Purdue, Dion Burks. He's got speed. And probably, actually, I'll say 3. The North Texas offensive lineman Fabici and Waiwu. I'm going to butcher that every time. And the Miami of Ohio kid, Caden Woolard, I think he has a chance to be a really good rotational guy. So I have no idea about the Florida State kicker we got. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know shit from Apple Butter about him right now, but
I don't want to shit on our kicker, but he's better than our kicker. Like,
I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched Florida. I haven't watched this guy. I don't know if he was the starting kicker this year, or just a backup. I have no idea what he did. I have to look it up real quick. But
if I recall, he was the backup kicker, but he did make some moves in some previous schools he was at, if I'm remembering.
All right. Well, we have another kicker to be upset at if they don't live up to the hype. So,
yeah.
But yeah,
and we recruited and we got a kicker anyway from signing day anyway.
Well, yeah, you want to have more than one kicker just in case, because like in NCAA football, you'd always get just one kicker because it's a video game and you turn injuries off if you're. I know people are big on the San Diego State corner we got in Malone. But yeah, we offensive line help Michigan State you got Spencer Brown, tackle again mentioned Tarkin from USC, and if you get Hurd's the one I'm actually excited about potentially because he played in pretty much every game for LSU this year. He only started one, and it's just a situation where there's like too many guys in front of him, and I think I think he's a Louisiana kid, so he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to LSU, but it's just. I just wanted to know, like, just when I heard about it, I was like, why is he leaving? What's the deal? I was like, he wants to play left tackle. And there's too many people in front of him. So I was like, all right, come on down. We need a new left tackle. Like, right tackle may or may not be.
It's wild to think how much the offense has turned over. Too. Yeah. Like it's not, but it is. Like the defense, on the other hand, is not turned over at all. But the offense, like, absolutely, and we're going to see some.
Well, the thing with the defense is, it's like, you're right. I mean, the back 7 is pretty much untouched when it comes to like nobody.
They're SEC ready.
I don't know if they're SEC ready per se, but they're going to be really good. They're going to be like. Everyone that you had on a wish list to come back is coming back on that defense. Yeah. And I spent on the back 7. Now the D line, I think the D line, I believe is going to be that potential really good mix of experienced guys, and it allows those true freshmen coming in to not bury the burden, to put all that weight on their shoulders. You got to be the guy right now. No, you could come in you could be a rotational guy and make a few plays here and there. Like, all due respect, I think David Stone is just going to be too good to keep off the field. Because just the way I've heard him, what he did down here in Orlando,
because he had a great
fucking
game
killing
at the
people.
Under Armour game.
Yeah.
My understanding was he was pissed too about his ranking.
Yeah, On3 hates him for some reason.
Yeah,
On3,
everyone kept saying like, guys,
this one motherfucker went to one of his practices at IMG and like
rated him low.
Well, he judged him because I saw him leave the field first and come out last. Or it's like he was like dealing with an injury or some shit, and the motherfucker doesn't even go up and like it's like this one asshole like has it out for him, and it's like everybody who was like Josh McCush went down there and said, "Yeah, David Stone at 101s is killing people," and everyone else watching 5-star telling, "Yeah, David Stone is killing people in the Under Armour game. David Stone was killing people." So it's like.
I mean,
like I'm hearing allegedly when On3 gets out their final rankings, David Stone might actually drop, which is fucking insane. And I just like, you know what? Good.
And he's the guy that has a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, like, if you give that dude a chip with the ability he has right now, and then he's bringing his tag team partner with him and Jane Jackson, like that's the beauty of all this. It's like you have guys like Dejon Terry coming back, which was so huge, and I just think you're going to have the right mix of experienced guys and true freshmen who can rotate in. Like David Stone's probably going to be a starter by the end of October, and I'm being very generous when I say the latest because that could be sooner. Who knows? And you know, PJ is going to have another year to build up offseason to build up his upper body, and every time Danny Okoye does like so far he has dominated everybody he's played. Now again, he hasn't played against like the biggest of high school talent, but when he was at that All-American Bowl a week or two ago, he was the best player on the field. I'm not talking about the one from this past weekend. There was like another. It was the Army sponsors another bowl for high school. There's so many high school All-Star games now, but like pass rush is the thing that has to develop. I don't want to count our chickens before they're hatched, but there's too many. Right, and that was a big. We're getting too many. We're getting to the point where we have too many pieces. Where if we're not producing at this point next year, at some point,
there's a problem.
Something's fucking wrong. Because you're going to have, you're going to
legitimate. Go ahead.
Because PJ, you got David Stone, Jane Jackson, Okoye is a freshman. I mean, I'm sure people are going to throw out other names, but it's like if we can't establish a pass rush at some point for most of the year, not every game, but like because we're going to go up against some Titans next year. But at the same time, it's like we're going to have a defense potentially for whatever. If the offense for whatever reason has its days where it's like not quite clicking yet, because we are dealing.
That's going to happen.
Because Jackson's still like he's got to get comfort. He's got to get comfortable with his new O-line. He's got to get comfortable with his receivers. Like I think all that's going to come with time. But like actual game reps are more valuable any day than wearing the blue jersey in practice. So it's just you're gonna have 3 weeks against Temple and Houston and Tulane to get ready
to work
for Tennessee.
That out. Yeah. And you saw, in my opinion, you saw. I don't want to call it brilliance because I don't think he reached level, but you saw the elite decision making and play style from Jackson against Arizona. Sure, he threw turnovers.
He had flashes.
Whatever.
Basically, what he had.
No, I wouldn't even say flashes because he was doing things that, and with all due respect to Dylan, he knew when to throw the ball away. That the play was not going to happen. Just
that's part of it.
Yeah,
but
the things that I saw with Jackson for the during that Alamo Bowl was the things that can be
the throws down the field are what people need to pay attention. It's like, oh, he was wide open, dude. You know how many quarterbacks miss those throws?
A lot.
Like he had Brennan Thompson in stride. If you get Brennan Thompson and Burks and those guys in those moments where you can kind of recreate that Hollywood Brown magic a little bit.
It's going to burn a lot of SEC defense.
We're going to win some football games next year.
Yeah. The only thing I had with Jackson that I'm like, you can teach it. You cannot teach those throwing in stride. In my opinion, you just can't. You either have that talent or you don't.
I mean, you got to practice that too. But at the same time,
right.
You
either have it or you don't.
His issue is that he
telegraphs.
Well, yeah, he's
teachable.
Well, yeah, that you get better with that with practice because he's not getting the number 1 reps all year, and
right, that's absolutely
he's
teachable.
he's also trying to do too much.
Yeah,
because he and that kind of you saw what he was trying to do like when the game was getting out of hand. He tried too much. He tried to play a lot too much hero ball, and he wanted to try to make the big play. And I respect it to an extent, but it's like, look, again, it doesn't matter if you win or lose this game. You need to like just get better, make smart decisions. So, but so we'll see how. I mean, it'll be the spring game will be highly anticipated once again, which is, thankfully does not conflict with some other OU sports. I want to do. I think there's some softballs coming or down here in April, so I won't have the conflict of like, oh no, gotta miss the game down the street between all the spring games going on. So
they play UCF because I was trying
it's
to find
like
their
the before Bedlam is what it is, which is
it's like the 20. It's like the 27th, I think, that weekend.
Yeah,
They play a series.
Yeah, because I think they wanted to play at home for the spring game.
But
they're at home. They're facing Houston.
Yeah,
like
that's
right after the spring game. It's everybody go to Love Field.
Yeah. Which have you seen pictures of the construction lately?
Yeah, the scoreboard's in the shape of a Oklahoma right now. The support beam. That's gonna get fixed, obviously, but.
Well, yeah, it's but I've seen there's some updated pic someone posted on one of the boards, and it's like, all right, it's coming together. It's not. It's not gonna be ready in February or anything, but
no. And I know they want to get that. They want it this year, but you could tell they're off.
They're gonna be in Mexico
next year.
I mean, they're going to be in Mexico because they've already conquered America. Might as well start conquering other countries in softball. I mean, it's the right it's the right decision as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Gavin, what's your thoughts on transfer portal? What's your thoughts on our recruits? Anything to add in there? Anything Sean hasn't mentioned or anything?
I mentioned them all, so
you kind of did, yeah. Positions of need still. What about that? What do you think, Gavin?
I mean, right now, offensive side and everything, it's like everything's kind of been filled up for the most part and everything. The only thing I'm just really concerned about a little bit has been, like I said, defensively, it's like a little bit with linebacker, that's going to be the only thing I would probably be concerned more just from that sort of side. I mean, we've kind of gotten some stuff within the line and everything. But I would just probably say just a little bit of depth of linebacker. That's the only little issue I don't know.
I ain't worried about linebacker at all for next year. Like that is the furthest thing I'm worried about. Because when you got Danny coming back, I was like, okay, I'm not worried.
I know Danny's coming back, but who do you have after Danny?
You got You got guys like Lewis Carter who are going to take a big jump. Kobe McKenzie there. Canic will get better. I know some people don't want to hear that, but he will get better. You got Phil Pichotti, who's actually finally healthy now, and so he physically looks the part. So, but we'll see when he finally can actually practice. So, I mean, that's a guy who could have easily got disgruntled and said screw it and won the portal, but no, he got healthy. And I'm just now if you want to say like circling back to Zac Alley, I mean it's pretty obvious he's going to be coaching linebackers because you need to replace that coach as well. But I just think of the if you want to say like, man, there were a couple of linebacker recruits we were really honing in on that maybe we should have had a better shot at, or maybe we should have finished a little bit better, or because I know kids say they love Ted Roof on the recruiting trail, but they said that a lot about former assistants we had, and it's like, yeah, it's great they like him, but they don't commit to him. So you can like him all you want, but it's like you look at fucking Texas freshman linebacker. I'm totally blanking. We were recruiting him hard. Their freshman stud linebacker. We were recruiting him really hard.
Yeah.
Anthony Hill.
Yeah, it was Hill.
It was Hill. The dude's a beast, and like I really felt he should have been a Brent Venables linebacker. Now he's legit, but he's going to be a problem like next year and the year after that. So he's going to be their new star on defense for the next couple of years. But yeah, like linebacker as like getting like the home runs, the big boys. I think that will come with a Zac Alley being out there because he's basically mini Venables. He's basically mini Venables at this point. He's rocking the mustache, which is a interesting choice. But you know what?
Didn't he have to have at Jacksonville State someone to hold him back as well on the sidelines?
Yeah, that's what I was hearing as well.
Well, you don't know if he's going to be the type of guy who's going to be a sideline guy or a press box guy. So
yeah,
you just don't know. It just all depends where the head man wants you. So if I need you on the sideline, I need you on the sideline. Because you got to wear your color-coded outfits so that the players can identify you easier, so they know what signals to get.
That makes sense.
Get your color-coded.
I didn't think about that. I think for me, Swiggy, what about you, buddy? What with all the transfers, the early enrollees, is there anything that comes to your mind immediately? Anything you think we still needed to bring in through the transfer portal?
Every single guy who we have brought in is going to be a home run or a diamond in the rough. We turn into a 5-star, and every other guy is trash.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's been covered pretty well.
Yeah.
I like the guys we brought in. I think we're using the transfer portal well. We're trying to get both guys and depth. Transfer portal guys are going to be guys other than like the top maybe a top 1% of people. You're kind of just hoping a change of scenery helps a guy and a new coach.
Like South Carolina with Aaron Parks. They're really hoping Aaron Parks is that guy. Because I had a buddy ask me, so is any good? It's like, well, he didn't get on the field at Oklahoma. So does that answer your question? He's like, oh, shit.
It might work. I mean, for some teams, it's going to be great. Like, honestly, not to bring up you. I mean, it's you just never know. You just never know with guys, and you never know situations like.
Right, and I know what you're saying on that.
Every team, yeah.
It's kind of what Sean and Gavin, you mentioned it to me. It's like the person we might get from LSU. Like there's a lot in front of him. He may not be getting onto the field because it's just loaded. So he's going to go somewhere else where he's going to get playing time.
I hope he gets on the field at Oklahoma because
come play
for Bill Beatonbow, please. Let him coach.
I think the only position I'm still worried about for is just tight end. I don't think it's going to be a liability position like it was this year.
I mean, that's fair. You're really counting on Mitchell to be like the superstar everyone says he is. So that's one part of it. And and they got someone out of the portal out of the tight end position.
Sharp.
So and you're kind of hoping that works out. But yeah, you need to get you're trying to get those guys who can block for you, be that lead blocker at times, be that extra guy on the edge who can really, seal the edge for you so you can break your backs free. It's just all those little tiny details. So I wouldn't be surprised if post spring they try to find, if they feel like they don't have the answer, they go try to find more. But it's sometimes you just got to go get bodies when it comes to that. But hopefully we get Jake Roberts, who's in the portal last to check.
Yeah.
So you get Jake the Snake Roberts with Damien.
Yeah.
Boy, I had a bunch of people. Who's Damien? I'm like, oh, God damn it. You people, you uncultured swine, all of you. But he's the older brother of Nate Roberts, in-state tight end, who people were worried he was going to pull the trigger and go to Ohio State or commit early. I'm like, oh, fuck. But if we get Big Brother to come in and Big Brother says, hey, little brother, come to Oklahoma like you wanted to. I was like, okay. That's what you're kind of hoping happens. So,
and I'm not worried about some of it too. Some of the guys that announced they're going to the NFL or transferring out. I think Isaiah Coe mentioned tonight that he's going to the NFL.
That was really good. Yeah, I'm not I never expected Ko to try to come back for another year. I don't even think he could. Even if he could, it's like, I mean,
Meh.
I expect.
I think the only person.
At this point,
Go ahead.
well, Sean, at this point, eligibility is just a state of mind.
I think
Like,
I'm still eligible, so let's go.
I mean, if Oklahoma State's QB can get a 7th year, no thoughts.
Well, I'm hoping Justin Harrington gets that good news soon.
Yeah.
Eligibility is just vibes
Mhm.
at this point. That's all it is. It's just
Yeah.
and it's just NCAA. It's just NCAA. Just they try and fight it, but they're losing in court. So
I mean, the whole COVID year thing has been like so confusing. Of like, who gets eligibility, who doesn't. Wait, you have a medical hardship.
The year
Okay.
is 2047, and I'm still here. You still got guys using COVID years to play.
How did they make it so far? They had a lot of medical red shirts.
And a lot of medical red shirts.
It's like
he's 47 years old. He wants to play college ball, man. He wants to do it.
He does.
Yeah.
He lost his leg. Yeah, there's robot technology now, guys. I mean, yeah, spaghetti knees are horrible.
You get some of that Robotech technology, or Robocop technology. I mean, it's just like
exactly.
Lose the arm.
There you go. But no, I mean, I think Justin Harrington should get it. Why wouldn't he get it? If Bowman can get it, yeah. Did y'all see though that Gundy transferred to OU?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Boo! Boo!
Not the real OU.
I'm
gonna.
OU. I really should slap you in the face next time I see you. And you're like, why did you hit me? You know why? And then you're like, that was from like 3 years ago. Yeah, I told you I was going to do it.
And you know,
like it's a stupid joke. It's a what's his name? It's a lame like beat writer joke. You should feel ashamed for repeating it.
I just thought it was
that's the only joke that Brett McMurphy can get away with.
Yeah, but it's a Brett McMurphy joke. You should feel bad. Like Brett McMurphy makes like beating women jokes to try to rip OU. That's what he does.
Oh.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He said he made a lame pun joke, and everyone's like, "Dude, what the fuck?" And he deleted it immediately.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it was over Joe Mixon. It's like he tried to say, so with Joe Mixon, is it more like boom her sooner? I'm like, wow.
That
was terrible.
Really bad. It was.
So that's the type of humor you just reciprocated on here. So you should feel bad.
If you slap me, it'll be well deserved.
It's like, why did you hit me?
Like I said,
why are we at a Chuck E. Cheese? I don't know.
I mean, that's
I'm gonna drown you in the ball pit. Is that possible? We're gonna find out.
They don't have ball pits anymore.
Oh yeah, because of germs. That's right.
Yeah, now it's just like a dance floor, so it's okay.
So kids like get all their spit all over the ball pit balls and everything. It's like gross.
Hey! That's how we built character when we were smaller. You went through the ball pit. If you survived the germs up to the rope, you're good to go.
That's
before you reach the.
That's why I didn't get COVID. If I started a ball pit, I started a ball pit. I can survive anything at this point in my life.
You're a 9-year-old. You're an 8-year-old child, and you're trying to conquer the DZ Discovery Zone like tube castles. This is our territory. What territory? Fuck you! It's our territory.
Yep.
There's legitimate wars going on up in those tubes.
Yeah.
You children play nice now, you hear?
No.
Why do they all have bloody noses? What's going on up there?
Mom needs a break.
But now see Swiggy though, is it the ball pit or the pizza? It's one of the two.
I've got some NFL news for you, Sean. Packers Cowboys will be Sunday at 4:30 Eastern.
Hooray! Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the fucking Peacock game, at least. So
no, I'm gonna get the Peacock game because it's my birthday weekend. So the Browns Texans are gonna be the Peacock game just because I have plans on Saturday night. So
all right, so literally the same kickoff time that we had today against the Packers.
Yeah.
Which means I can do a watch along for the OU Kansas game. So
Yeah. And of
Yeah.
course, was it still a catch by Des Bryant?
we have played the Packers since, and my only disappointment is that we're not playing against Aaron Rodgers. But whatever.
Japanese soldiers spent 29 years still fighting the same war.
I'll pretend that Jordan Love is Aaron Rodgers and
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is such a prick.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
he gets. I really hope Jimmy
Yeah.
Kimmel just sues that. I really hope Jimmy Kimmel sues him.
Yeah,
We can make this go
I don't
away,
disagree.
Jimmy. No, fuck him. I'm gonna sue him forever. I'm gonna take all that State Farm money he got. Fuck him.
It's
Yeah,
just like
Brent,
some
yeah,
of those tweeting
I
out
knew
stuff,
it.
and there's like having to retract their statements or it's just a joke, my dudes. It's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
No.
Because that shit's serious, dude. Joke. Anybody, if you joke about someone being on that Epstein list, it's like people are we got Trump voters out there. They're stupid enough to believe anything, and they'll spread that shit.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to sue the fuck out of people. It's like fuck you.
So my sister doesn't, and just normal people. Like my sister didn't know everything about it, but she just heard that Kimmel was on the Epstein list because of that. And,
Yeah.
I mean, not
That's
her
why
fault.
he's pissed, and that's
Yeah.
why he wants to sue the fuck out of
Yeah,
him.
I mean,
Sure.
not her fault.
Yeah.
She doesn't pay. She's not paying attention to it. But all she hears is Kimmel and Epstein list, and that's what she's thinking.
Yeah. And if I'm
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, I sue for every dime I can get from Aaron Rodgers because fuck him.
Also,
Wow.
Browns Texans are not the Peacock game. 3:30 Saturday, meaning my birthday dinner is either going to be a great celebration or I'm getting hammered. One or
Who's
the
getting
other.
whose fan bases are getting forced to pay extra money just to watch their game? For real? Is it Detroit?
No. I'm going Steelers versus whoever the 2 seed's going to be.
No.
So
Detroit.
maybe
It's got to be Detroit.
So you're saying it might be Steelers or Miami potentially,
Yeah, potentially.
or the Bills.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Browns at 3.
Someone's going to be pissed regardless. Two fan bases are going to be pissed regardless.
Honestly, 3:30 Saturday's fine for me. At least I can get all my joy or depression out as fast as possible.
I ain't worried about Dallas this weekend. The next weekend they win the wild card almost every time. It's the weekend after that I always worry about.
I got old man Flacco at QB, so honestly I really shouldn't be worried because this year is just anything that happens this year is just icing on the cake.
It would be really cool if someone could beat San Francisco before we get to that would be super cool.
Who is expected? When are they supposed to announce the Peacock game?
Tonight. It has to be tonight.
Yeah, they're not going to. In theory, they're not doing it at halftime, but people are leaking stuff to Schefter, and because that's all Schefter is good for.
Because you got to release it tonight so people can book rooms and shit and everything.
Ooh, they're saying it could actually be the Lions, or it may be the Bucks game. Maybe the Peacock game.
I could see the Bucks game because God, the Eagles look terrible. The Bucks backed into the playoffs. I hate both those.
Fucking Jalen Hurts' middle finger looks like a Picasso painting.
Nope. It is at least at the moment, it is not going to be the Lions game. It's going to be it's all going to vary. Right now, they're saying Lions Rams is Sunday night. Chiefs is going to be it.
Yeah, Eagles Bucks got Monday night. So
yeah,
you're not gonna put that one on Peacock. No. You're gonna put the least interesting one nationally, and so regardless. It's probably Steelers, Dolphins, or Bills, maybe.
Yeah, because Eagles Buccaneers just announced Monday night.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. God damn, I'll easily root for Baker.
Yeah, I'll go Baker.
I hope Baker gets healthy. I hope Baker gets healthy in a week.
Yeah,
because he's got ribs. He's got an ankle. He's
working through it. He's working through it.
Yeah.
He's not having a good time. Well, my video is doing well tonight.
Sean, also you mentioned how the bad tweet with like Brett McMurphy while we're discussing it too. You know who else had a dumb tweet and everyone went, you're stupid. I hate
listen,
saying
that could be anybody at any
that's
minute, any
fair.
hour
Okay.
of the day. So
I mean, that's fair because I have to specify. Otherwise, people may think I'm talking about the Attack on Titan fan base at that point. No, it's Herb Street. With we need to have the Rose Bowl at the Rose Bowl every year. And even though we've gone through this conversation,
can we not talk about this for the 80th time? I fucking hate it.
It's the one thing I just wanted to mention with it.
The sunset.
It's the thing
The
I just
sun
wanted to
doesn't
mention
set
with it was,
anywhere.
well, the only thing I'm like, Herbie, have you actually sat in the seats?
Have
you actually tried to get there as a normal fan?
I will destroy this. I will destroy the sun if it means we no longer have to have this conversation about sunsets in the Rose Bowl. I will destroy the sun. I will make it explode and end all of humanity. I will find a way.
Oh, it looks like the Rams are not it. And the Lions are not it. Sunday night.
You're running out of games, motherfucker. Someone has to be on that fucking game.
I'm guessing it's going to be the Chiefs. I'm guessing it's going to be the Chiefs on Peacock. Gotta get that Swifty money.
Yeah,
I love holding fan bases hostage, and they're definitely going to want to keep watching your streaming service.
Exactly.
I mean, I have Peacock, but I watch.
Look,
Premier
listen.
League, so.
Do I enjoy a couple of Columbo episodes every once in a while? Absolutely, but that's not everybody. Even though Columbo is like one of the greatest shows of all time.
But if you had to pick a poison, do you want it on Peacock or Amazon?
Amazon, because more people have Amazon. Because people use Amazon year round for other shit.
That's fair. I didn't think of it that way. I was
If
thinking
you put it on Amazon, great. A lot of people have Amazon accounts and Prime memberships. Because not only can you watch movies, watch football, I could order fucking my groceries, or I can order damn, I need this part for my broken bookcase. I can order that.
You could order a new bookcase.
Well, I mean, that's what IKEA's for. Come on now. Shout out to my third Billy bookcase that I put together about a month or so ago. It's awesome.
How long did it take you to build that bookcase?
It took just an hour. It doesn't take long to build it. Like now, organizing everything and putting shit where I want to put it. That's where the multiple hours took place, because I was trying to figure out what to put where. But building it, not like 30, 45 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Yeah, that's not bad. I was thinking, I thought for some reason it was taking like 2 to 3 hours, like an IKEA.
No. Putting it together is easy. It's just like
IKEA is really not that bad. I mean, both my bookcases I took maybe an hour each time. The first one took me more than an hour because I was in like a really small apartment when I
get in there.
It took a while.
Oh, they stopped him.
Yep.
That's the end of the half. Dude, he almost got in. That was a big stop by Miami. That was huge. Because he looked like he was going to be able to sneak in and just like kind of jump in the end zone when they said, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah.
Come up half a yard short. Let's see this again. Let's see if Johnson broke the plane. Nope. Good shoulder tackle to the chest.
Oof.
Hey.
Beautiful.
Speaking of touchdowns did not happen, let's talk a little bit too while it's on my mind about the playoff games.
Sorry. One last thing. Last thing about the transfer portal, just in general. I don't know what it says, but Malachi Nelson ending up at Boise State just says a lot about how people view him. So I don't know. I guess maybe he'll rip up the Mountain West next year. We'll find out.
It means we dodged another bullet with an overrated Riley recruiting class. Although I'm still mad about Gabe Dindy. That's the one that pissed me off the most. So I'm not going to pretend that didn't hurt my feelings. So
yeah, but
losing out on Gabe Dindy sucked. So
yeah. I mean, as far as the playoff games go, though, Josh, Milrow finally a defense finally showed us who Milrow really was.
You know, it kind of helps if your center can actually snap the ball properly. You know what I mean?
Well, some of that was on Mill. Some of that's on Milrow.
And that motherfucker took a visit to OU this weekend, and I hope he doesn't end up coming here. Like,
no, he went to Ohio State.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I thought you just said, I hope he dies. What?
No,
No,
death, no. I was like, if he wants to play guard, he's welcome, I guess, but he ain't snapping the football.
Yeah, my
Milrow-
understanding was like he took a visit.
Yeah.
And OU was not at all impressed with his tape, and they're just like, "Sorry, dude, no, just no."
You know, shit's improving at Oklahoma. Where like a couple of years ago, we would like, we'll take any Alabama afterbirth we can get to make us feel better about ourselves.
Yeah,
But,
I mean Milrow. Yeah, I mean so Milrow finally didn't look good. If that game had ended on a muffed punt, either touchdown or safety, I think everything.
both teams desperately tried to lose that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I mean, so yeah. I mean, was the Rose Bowl a good game?
Yes.
I guess it was.
yeah, it was.
But
It was a
what
rock
Sean
fight.
said it-
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just saying if you replace Alabama, Michigan with Iowa, Wisconsin, nobody calls that a good game. But
Yeah, but it wasn't Iowa, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It was Alabama, Michigan. So yeah.
yeah, it's a good game.
I mean, we all knew when Sean, when you and I were watching it, it was like Alabama really thought they had it. They really thought they had the
Well, yeah, I thought they were going to.
that
I
play to
picked
go
them.
in
I picked them to win that game. I thought it was going to be a game like that, but
yeah.
you know, you can't give up that late score. You know, that was the problem there. They were. I genuinely thought it was going to be like Alabama, Washington, and
Yeah.
Well, for as much as Alabama and Michigan both tried to lose that game, Washington was just chopping off limbs in the fourth quarter.
it was every little thing was going against Washington at the end of that football game. They
Yeah, it
were
was.
like of all the things, their starting running back gets hurt when they should have knocked off like 40 seconds off the clock and had 15 left, and the clock had to stop because of the injury. So they were forced to punt with 55 seconds left instead of 15. And it's like, oh shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
And so Texas is like, they're gonna have an opportunity to do this. And I'm just watching this like, okay, it's first down. It's like, are they gonna pull this off? And it's like, are they gonna pull off what OU did against them? Is that what's gonna happen here? It's like, that's amazing. And it's like, sure enough, it's like, I don't know what the fuck those play calls were. The Peacock game is Cleveland, Houston. Perfect.
No, Peacock game isn't Cleveland, Houston. Peacock game.
Yeah, Cleveland's already been announced.
No, Cleveland. No, the Peacock game. Peacock is Kansas City. Whoever.
Yeah,
okay.
Peacock. Peacock's Kansas.
Okay, it's like it's the alternate. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought Peacock was earlier. Anyway, fuck
no,
it.
yeah, I
Chiefs
thought
versus one of these three. All right.
I thought so too, but one thing I want to say, and trying to let you get back to it. Sark just made so many mistakes that game. Or his offense coordinator did, because
I forgot Xavier Worthy existed till he finally caught a pass. What the fuck?
Yeah,
and it's like, and like it's not like Washington's defense is like almighty. They kind of suck. Yeah. So I expected that game to be a shootout. So the fact that they did finally get their shit together is not surprising to me. But it's like when you get inside the 10 or close to the 10, and those three play calls, those are your best play calls to win the game. It's like, what the fuck, Sark? Are you kidding me?
I mean, it's like they can do fine whenever it's like, from their own 20 on.
You have to throw it to the fucking end zone. Like the next to last play, they probably should have lost, but then they got 1 second back on the clock. Like, you gotta be fucking 1 second back on the clock. I said that, you've got to be fucking kidding me. They got 1 second back. Like, you've got to be fucking shitting me. Is this gonna happen? But nope. Fucking a hero appeared. He was dressed in purple and gold, and he just smacked that ball out of the way.
But it was pass interference. It was not pass interference.
No.
That was a DB make.
That was a clean. Yeah. That was as clean as it can.
If a ref, if that ref threw a flag on that play, Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
I know people think liberals up in Seattle aren't willing to kill, but if you test them enough, they will find a way.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I mean, honestly, it was like after seeing that play and everything else, though, too, it's like as much crap as it was, with it being Big 12 refs and everything. I know these were not Big 12 refs, but it was like if they would have called that.
Yeah, they couldn't be Big 12 refs.
No, I know, but like that, I would have been like, yeah, this would have been, gone further down into Sugar Bowl infamy at this point, though, if they would have called that pass interference.
And he made a play. Like, they didn't, everyone kept saying it was pass interference. Like, guys, just because he jumped on him, they both went for it. You're not going to have to call that. Like, he made the play, and he made a smart play. He did not go for it. He just batted it away. Like, you're teaching everybody that play. Like, don't go for it. Just in the play.
You're just playing the ball. That's all you gotta do. Play the ball. You don't have to play the receiver. Just play the ball.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. That is smart football from it. But ripped out
from
Texas
the size advantage too. Because it was 80 Mitchell, who was like what 6'4", 6'5".
I think so.
Yeah, and and it was like, man, I think the DB was like either 6'1" or 6'2", but just to have that leaping ability and just swat it, that was probably the best defensive play of the night.
But also, one thing I will say, and it was a really sneaky thing when one of the touchdowns when Texas decided not to go for two, that ended up being a pretty massive mistake for them. Because they really should have gone for two, and like in the fourth quarter, but for whatever reason they didn't, and it just screwed it. They still almost won, but it was also based on a weird miracle. It was a weird series of events, but
I mean, it was still a 6-point game, so they needed a touchdown to tie regardless, even if they did get the 2-point conversion.
Oh yeah, I'm just talking big picture. Because things could have worked out a different way for them, but it was still a bad choice. My point is, it was still a bad choice, and
Texas fans aren't happy that we're making fun of them losing a playoff game. So
too bad for them.
Yeah.
But it all counts because they had a great season. Not according to you guys. According to you guys, it doesn't count if you don't win it all.
I mean, you beat Bama, but you lost to OU and you lost your playoff game. So.
Yeah, so fuck you, bitches.
Yeah. I know you enjoyed that, Sean.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh yeah. If I wouldn't have if I wasn't at risk of having my channel nuked, I would have fondled myself while on the air. Just going, yeah, you lost for the last play. Oh my god. Just horribly inappropriate right there. I apologize.
Oh,
it's your one a night.
Oh god.
But yeah, it was every dream of it. Just their hearts were ripped out, and it was great. And now I think a lot of them are transferring or going to the NFL. I think at this point.
Oh, you mean like they tried to smoke some hopium the other day. I heard Jatavion's coming back, guys. You really think he's coming back? Fuck you. He ain't coming back. Jatavion's going to the league.
No.
Yeah.
No. And he's still got nightmares from Billy Bowman knocking his ass out.
No, the biggest hopium I've seen online was Buckeye fans who thought that somehow Buckeye boosters were going to put together enough money to keep Marvin Harrison Jr. at school another year, and I'm just like, you are the stupidest people I've ever met. Please delete delete all of your accounts and go live in a cave. Like that, there's hopium about certain. I get hopium
if your best players opt out of your bowl game, their chances are they ain't coming back.
No,
I don't believe you there. Not at all. No.
Although I did one. Although
it's like me going, Tyler Guyton's coming back. No, he's not. He opted out of the fucking Alamo Bowl. He gone.
I do. Yeah, hopium is Stutsman, where it's like either or he could. No,
it's like I don't call that hopium because Danny's not a guaranteed anything in the draft.
Yeah.
So I love Danny, but he ain't. he's not guaranteed shit. Like if he does that, if he plays like he did this year, next year in the SEC, yeah, he's gonna get so he'll make some money. Plus, he got robbed of just being nominated to be just to be a finalist for the goddamn Butkus Award. And it's like, I'm not saying he has to win it, but you can't nominate the motherfuckers. Like, seriously? Dude had one of the best seasons of a linebacker in all college football. You're like, nah, we ain't gonna nominate him. He wasn't even a semifinalist. It's like, fuck you.
Well,
fuck that shit. On3 must be running that shit.
Yeah.
I do. Well, worst bowl game, which I know it's hard to become the worst bowl game.
The Pop-Tart.
With how they are. No, the Pop-Tart was the Pop-Tart was entertaining at least. No, the worst.
It wasn't entertaining to me. That motherfucker was stalking the streets of Orlando. I look out my window. I see that motherfucker just like he caught some prey out in the middle of the night. Was eating like a raccoon.
Oh, so that's why he
was like biting into it. Then he stopped and he just looked at me as like at the window, and then I like boarded shit up. He's right under a lamppost too.
Just lock your doors at night, kids. That's all you got to do.
I mean, I've seen some crazy shit walking up and down on Colonial Drive in East Orlando, but fuck me, man.
Now the flip side of that, Sean, is that's a normal everyday thing for Florida, though. Like you say this, if this happened in Oklahoma,
no, it's not.
Now in Florida, it's like, that's just a Tuesday.
But no,
man, you gotta worry about Pop-Tarts, man, because if you feed them after midnight and get them wet, shit gets real. Shit gets fucking real. You got a real problem on your hands.
But no. If you willingly watch that Mizzou-Ohio State game, you are entitled to compensation. That was.
I feel bad for one of my coworkers.
Oh, you mean there's a class action lawsuit like how I got for like I got an EA. I got lumped into an EA class action lawsuit, and like my buddy at the time says, yeah, man, if like they overcharge and you'll get like money back, and just say whatever games you had. And I was actually honest and said what games I had. Like he just checked every single box. I have bought every EA game on this list. You don't have to provide a receipt or nothing. You just say you bought them all, and he got a bigger claim check than me. It's like, well, how come you didn't get the same check? Because like I just picked the games I knew I bought. I was honest. You motherfucker. It's like chickens. Like I thought they would ask for receipts or something. I don't know. So I got like $40. He got like 250. So
damn.
Yeah, well, because he checked every box. Like which game? All these. There was like a laundry list of games EA put out that was part of this class action suit. And it's just like, so those are fun when it's like, I've gotten a handful of video game. I've gotten a handful of video game checks over the past few years. Like this company lied to you in their user agreement or something like that. I was like, all right, I'll take free money.
Neat. I mean, there's no way they could tell you if you still have it or not because you could have traded it in. There's literally no way.
Now, if there's a class action lawsuit against a North American company that put out anime on Blu-rays and DVDs, I got like physical. I got my Blu-ray.com database list of all my collections. So it's like I'm ready to make some cash.
Let me show you my stuff.
Yes, I have. Yes, I bought every DVD from this company over the course of 10 years, and this is what I used to own.
We don't believe you. Okay.
This is what I used to own, and then I sold and traded when the Blu-rays came out, and So are you saying you have 200 Blu-rays from one company alone? Yes, I do. So what did they do wrong? Well, they charge you an extra penny when they shouldn't. Well, those sons of bitches. It's time to get on. Pain and suffering too.
Damn. Yeah. Gonna get 2 pennies back. You'll get a nice little 100% refund for that.
Just give me a free copy of each release for the next year, and I'll be happy. That's a lot of money too. That's a big cash.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
amount. That's like $250 a month minimum.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm doing tomorrow night. Watching the national title game, and then also watching the discotheque stream in the second half of the title game. It's like, yeah, let's go. What play happened? What are you reacting to? Nothing.
Nothing.
They're putting out Loop of the Third Part 2 on Blu-ray finally. Yay!
Yay!
I hope that's what it is.
Well, for playoff, you want the Huskies to win, but realistically,
America wants the Huskies to win.
Ethically, she wants the Huskies to win because in 3 years they're going to be like, oh yeah, Michigan should not have even been in the playoff anyway. So
I want the Huskies to win so I can keep like playing those stubborn Husky videos that are they're hilarious. Get in the back seat. Get in the back. You can't sit up here. That's what the college football media was to Washington all year. Oregon was supposed to beat you. Don't worry, they'll beat you in the Pac-12. We're picking Texas. Stubborn Husky, making everyone look stupid.
It would fit. Is there, when you compare Michigan with Washington, are you worried anywhere on the trenches for each of them?
Sure.
Is there an advantage that Washington has?
Michigan should, in theory, Michigan should own the trenches on the defensive side of the football. Their tackles on offense fucking suck. So if you're Washington, you can create a pass rush. You might have some success, but no defensive. Like, listen, this game is being won or lost by when it comes to one man, Michael Penix Jr. Like if he's not having a good day, I know that's like stating the obvious. Oh, the quarterbacks. No, Michael Penix Jr. made some throws against Texas that are like, holy shit. And I'm not talking about like he just stood in the pocket after 2 seconds and threw. No, he stood in the pocket for multiple seconds, had to scramble, find someone open, and hit them in stride. Like that dude made him some money on that game performance alone. If he wins a natty, it's like I've been saying that dude should have won the Heisman. It's like, oh, you're just like, no, I said he should have won the fucking Heisman after the Pac-12 title game. It's like, no, we're giving it to Jaden. It's like, fuck. Could LSU win a game that matters before you give him the Heisman? I know he has great numbers, but could LSU win a game? Nope. Okay. LSU to win a game everyone gave a shit about.
But have you seen the numbers?
Oh yeah, the numbers are great.
Yeah.
Well, he's the best overall player. It's like,
no,
all right, he might be. Like he might be.
He might be.
Listen, he might be the next Lamar Jackson. Who knows?
But like to me that wasn't. It wasn't for me. It wasn't conclusive enough. Like it's one like when Lamar won his Heisman. Yeah, that's fine. I was like, that's pretty conclusive. That's whatever.
Yeah, but my motherfucker didn't even win big games either. But he was like, "Oh, he's the best overall player." It's like, I think the Heisman should go to a dude who carries his team sometimes. Yeah. Like Michael Penix Jr. single-handedly won a ton of games for Washington. I watched like at least half of their games this year.
Yeah.
If Michael Penix Jr. wasn't Michael Penix Jr., Washington's like a 4-loss team. Easy.
I mean,
they lose the Apple Cup. They lose against USC. They lose Oregon. Damn, like. Who knows, man?
In theory, you could also say that about LSU's quarterback as well, because without them, that's a losing record team too. And
but the other guy carried him to a national championship. So
but there's a difference. If Jaden Daniels took him to an SEC champ game, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. He didn't be, but they got roasted by Bama. Although that's more their defense.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. LSU is nothing without Jaden Daniels. Like, because they put in what's his face, the the other kid from, Jaden Daniels was without question. Like once he went out of that game, because we got hurt in that Bama game, because they were down 2 scores and they were just trying to play catch up. They were like exchanging touchdowns, and because LSU has no defense.
Yeah.
Get ready for that trend to continue in 2024. Good old Brian Kelly. Man, LSU, like some people are like, it's like LSU for the 25 class is the number one quarterback, running back, a wide receiver. Oh my god. And it's like, I ain't worried. I ain't scared of Brian fucking Kelly. Like I have more optimism about beating LSU in Death Valley than I do beating Bama at home.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now. Now, if we're banged the fuck up and have no one healthy
won't
enough
matter,
to do it,
yeah.
it's not going to matter because it's the last game of the year. But it's like I'm not going to defiantly say we're going to win that game, but like you asked me, like confidence level, just based on I'm more afraid of Nick Saban than I'm Brian Kelly. So.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the first Nick Saban class in a 3-year span that did not win a national championship, too.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Nick is actually going to stick around first because we still got time to figure that out. There is a possibility that could change sometime this week. I'm not saying there's anything imminent, but it's like, hell, remember Bob Stoops left in fucking June, July when he stepped down. So
yeah.
What? And everyone blew up my phone. It's like, have you heard the news? And I'm like, I have now. My phone has my phone has spontaneously combusted. It's
well, and it just randomly happened too, though. I mean, when Bob
yeah,
did
it wasn't like a warning or anything. It just came out of nowhere.
Well, and it was supposed to be planned, but then Barry.
Well, he didn't wake up that morning and decide to retire. He kind of knew he was going to do that. So
yeah, like he said, he knew about 6 months before, but he just didn't know when he was going to announce it or whatever it was going to be.
He's like, I better do it now. He's like, I better do it now, just in case.
Yeah,
but anyway,
wasn't it too? He was doing it just because people were talking to Riley at that point. He's like, I need to, if I'm going to retire, now is the opportunity to. So
yeah, I mean, Riley was always going to be a hot commodity, and it's like. At the time, I'm like, oh, thank God, this is the perfect transition. And at the time, it was. I'm not going to pretend it wasn't. It's like, he'll get better as a head coach. Little did we know.
Survey says
he's going to stay the same and just like erode over, very, very subtly erode. Each year he's there, very subtly he'll erode.
And that trend continued. This year it continued. And he's a glorified Texas Tech head coach. That's all he is, just like his coach before him. He just ended up at a bigger program.
And Caleb should never have made that commercial with Fansville where he walked under ladders and had black cats and was on the cover of video games or whatever. It's like he was testing the superstitions.
Yep.
My boy,
he finally won a bowl game.
I finally ended my boycott against Wendy's.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There you go. See.
I could get a Baconator. I can buy a Baconator again. Like you know how hard it was to avoid not getting Frosties. It's very difficult.
I can imagine in Florida.
Baconator, sure. Frosties, I don't need a lot of ice cream.
Son of.
But they have the best. But I also have the superior Brahms. So.
Oh, honey, no, I'm sorry.
For ice cream. I'm not talking about for food. That's like bragging, saying like, I like Sonic hamburgers. No, I like my hamburgers to not have water. Thank
you. If I just want to get people mad, I just have to say Brahms is overrated. I don't miss Brahms. I used to live in Oklahoma. I was like, Brahms is Brahms. It's like, okay. You can get ice cream anywhere, honestly.
Brahms is in and out. What?
Them fighting with Sean about making fun of Brahms now.
I'm not making fun of Brahms. It's like I get shit from Cold Stone Creamery just down the road for me if I want to. So
it's one of those. I like Brahms's ice cream. I'm glad they have a grocery section.
Yeah, I respect Brahms for being the only fast food chain in America where you can go pick up a gallon of milk on the way home. So
yeah.
I've always had respect for that. So.
I guess occasionally I like just like a crappy Brahms burger when I just want something like really basic. But yeah,
you go to if you want a crappy fast food burger, you go to Sonic.
Go to Sonic. Yeah.
And I don't mean they're crappy. I'm saying like you go to Sonic for one food and one food only, tater tots.
Yeah, I don't like tater tots. So I go to Sonic.
You go to Sonic for tater tots.
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
And cheddar peppers, man. Those are the two. Yeah,
the nearest Sonic for me is like down by the old radio station I used to work at. So
at least you have it versus a lot of people are like, what's Sonic? Those poor souls.
No. What Sonic is like something you would say like in 1994, basically.
That's true too.
Sonic wasn't quite national until like you got to the mid-aughts.
Nah.
So it's but Sonic was mostly regional.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking to the kids talking about that blue hedgehog.
You know what's
Damn
funny?
kids.
Sean,
Mhm.
I still think it's funny during your live stream. Everyone's like, why are we, as we're talking food here, why are y'all talking food during this? Because it's 5 yards and punt. Like, that's the game right now.
Oh,
I'm sorry to
yeah.
say-
Oh, yeah, for Bama, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if something, trust me, if something exciting happens, I talk about it. It's like, we're talking about food. It's like there's nothing happening. It's I knew it was gonna be a rock fight. So it's like it's a
Yeah.
rock fight right now. It's like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
But like Washington has the ability to like take it over the top to take it over the top over Michigan if they need to.
I agree.
So
I think Michigan's struggles too much on competent defenses, but I'm not gonna lie, I think their defense is solid. I absolutely agree with all of you that it's gonna come down to Penix and what he. Are we
Michigan's
getting Heisman caliber or
No.
caliber?
Here's the thing. I think Penix is going to do what Penix is going to do. Where this game's going to be won is what the Huskies' defensive line does with their pass rush against J.J. McCarthy. Because
Michigan's going to want to run the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's what they're good at. And so if Michigan run the ball playing good defense, it's like Michigan's basically, I'm going to take this slice of pizza and shove it in your mouth. But I don't want pizza. No, fuck you. You're eating pizza or whatever it is. Like they're going to force you to eat what they give you. And you have to overcome that. You can't allow Michigan to get comfortable and play their game because they will slow the shit down if they really want to and just dominate.
And Bama did a good job of doing that.
But Bama was capable of playing that game, if not better at times. And Michigan dodged a huge bullet early in that game with the pick, where the guy was out of bounds before it was illegal touching.
Yeah,
that was a huge moment, even though it was like the first play of the game. Because I thought like, oh god, that's gonna set the tone.
Well, the other problem is too is that their center could not get the ball cleanly to. And
he's been like that all year. It was 4th and 31 at Auburn because of bad fucking snap. He had to run back and save that bitch. So, Alabama actually has a kicker this year, but they had to have bad juju elsewhere. Well, okay, Bama, you'll have a good kicker, but your center snapping out the shotgun. I wish you the best of luck. We'll see what happens. So,
can it all come together? No.
You have to have a weakness somewhere. So if you want a good kicker, your center is going to have to suck and shotgun snaps.
And that's what basically cost them the game. Because honestly, on that 4th down play, that little swing, they had the numbers, to throw it out to that swing and everything. But because that snap was so low to where he had to pick it off from his ankles, Milrose's actions, forced him to where, oh crap, I got to run the ball. But there was nowhere to go.
See, the truth about this. The truth about the playoff this year is, and nobody wants to hear this, if Georgia got in, they would have won the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yep.
And it was just they picked a bad day to have a bad day. And as good as Georgia is, they couldn't validate being in over Bama. They couldn't validate being in over Texas. They couldn't validate being in over Washington or Michigan. So it's like you just got caught at the wrong time. If something like if Oklahoma State, they needed Oklahoma State to beat Texas, they needed something other else to get them in. Because that's the thing about Georgia. It's like and I don't look at that Florida State Orange Bowl. It's like I don't count that shit. It's like of course Georgia was going to win by 60. It's like once Florida State had all their best players opt out, and it's like they're fucked. This proves that Florida State should not have been in. No, that's not what it proves. It proves that Florida State opted out a bunch of other good players, and they still would have lost to Georgia. It just wouldn't be 63-3.
No,
they still lose to Georgia. It's just not a blowout. It doesn't validate or invalidate their claim to a playoff spot. But it was just Georgia. They're sitting home going, how the fuck are we not in this playoff? And it's like that won't happen next year, obviously. But it's just a weird year for the last year for this 4-team playoff, where 2 teams should frankly have been in regardless. And it's just you picked a bad time to have your star quarterback get hurt in a garbage FCS game, no less.
Yeah.
He got hurt in a
really
bullshit
sad.
garbage FCS
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
That's what makes it. It's not against Florida. It's not against Clemson or Virginia. No, it's a garbage game nobody cares about. And it's like shit. All the times he had to have like his knee explode. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
poor dude, poor Jordan Travis,
The
and
only-
the Heisman
thing I hate-
conversation and everything.
Yep. And I don't like the national media's excuse with leaving him out. Oh, it's going to be fixed next year, but it doesn't fix this year.
But that's
And
why
I
they
mean,
did
I
it.
think-
But that's why it happened because the
Yeah,
committee is
because
like,
they know there's
well,
no recourse.
it's like, well, it's going to get fixed next year anyway. So what are you complaining about? It's like, so you gotta there's a big shit sandwich and you gotta take a bite. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
Georgia
Florida-
would have won the whole damn thing. And I'll probably end up saying that tomorrow night when Eric's on. Like, if Georgia gets in this thing just based on watching all the teams, Georgia wins.
Yeah.
Because there's not a team in that 4-team, like Texas ain't beating Georgia. Fucking, I mean,
No.
I know Alabama did beat them, but it took everything. It took everything they had,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Georgia's best like playmakers on offense were dinged up. That's what killed it at the end. They still
Yeah.
came close.
Yeah, and they'll play him again in the regular season next season in late September.
Yeah, good luck to Texas playing us, and then next week you play Georgia. That's the biggest fuck you to Texas. It's
And the same thing with it being the same weekend as I think the F1 in Austin at the same time too.
I mean, I don't know how that affects the football team, but all right.
Oh, the football team's pissed too because traveling in there is obnoxious apparently. Like getting there, getting the fans there, everything like that's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, but who fuck cares about the fans? Well, you care about the football team being like.
Yeah, the football team's going to have issues getting in. They said already, like they're having to already make like special adjustments for.
Well, yeah,
like,
football teams
need
tend
to
to
fly
have
them out even earlier.
You do realize football teams have these things called police escorts.
I mean, if it's a traffic jam, though.
Yeah, and they have
police.
They have a police escort. They'll be fine. Like,
just fly them out earlier.
Fuck the fans. Like the football team's all that matters. It's like
just put up just put up like some air mattresses and some cots in the stadium.
Fuck
and have them
F1 racing
night.
and fuck F1 racing too. By the way, as far as I'm concerned,
yeah,
nobody gives a shit about racing in this country. NASCAR sucks. The only sports that matter in this country are football and NBA basketball at its highest level. That's the only thing people talk about. We don't talk about
and baseball when it's
we don't talk about baseball. We never talk like if you watch national shows on anything, whether you love or hate talking heads, they don't go out of their way to talk about baseball unless they have to.
Yep.
Right. If it's
and we're still in football season. So will they desperately lean on baseball in the summer at some points? Sure, but you know what they're going to talk about first on the summer? NFL mini camps and training camps getting going. That's going to be the top story of the day. Fuck baseball. If baseball is going to get in the news in the summertime, something unique has to happen. A perfect game, a winning streak. Well,
it won't be. I mean,
Shohei Ohtani does something impressive with the Dodgers. Whatever it may be. Like Shohei's the only thing people talk about. That's it.
Don't forget too. This year is the Olympics, so they are going to talk about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, the Summer Olympics.
Yep.
Live
from
Paris.
Paris.
Yep.
Oh, bonjour, messieurs, and welcome to the Paris Olympics.
Yeah, we're going to be like 6 hours behind.
Yeah, at least it's better than having to find out stuff about.
Dude, you have
50, 60
you
hours.
have no idea how far they go to broadcast the Olympics when it is amazing how far they go. Like they build a broadcast center from scratch. Like they go there and said, all right, we're going to build a brand new building from scratch. So we have our little nerve center for all the broadcasts and everything.
Oh, I know. I know. I worked at NBC.
It's fucking insane what they do.
It's insane too. I worked at an NBC affiliate for the London Olympics, and all the stuff that we had to do and put on the local news, just because it's the Olympics. Like literally, we had to do something. We had to do the Olympic Zone, which we had to record just 30 minutes of our sports anchor barely introducing stuff and then running packages from NBC. It was
because NBC overpaid for the rights to the Olympics, and so they're going to. Well, it's true, they overpaid for that shit.
I know, and it's hard because it's like for other stations they can't even air that, because then if they air just a tiny little second or maybe 3 seconds or so, NBC and Universal gets pissed.
Like ESPN can only show like AP photos and shit like that. That's all they can show.
Wait, Gavin, bad news. You talked about the Olympics. They're gonna sue you. Sorry, man.
Like you think X's and O's digital sports like goes after like YouTube channels and shit for using clips from college sports, like fucking Olympics. Like the first thing I ever did when I worked at the radio station is like I was told, can you cut together a minute-long audio clip of the USA winning gold in the swimming events to the NBC Olympic theme? And I'm like, sure. I got on.
I thought you were about to say nope.
No, that was easy. I was like, I just need to know, like, all right, like I know where to get the theme song. I need this. Where can I find the cleaned audio of the play-by-play? And I'm like, the NBC website had clips and everything, so that's where. And I just recorded it from there. And I had to get a little creative and give it a little bit of a more happier ending So I found like almost everyone except one that had good play-by-play, because some of them just didn't have because it was like TV broadcast, and so they're not. Sometimes broadcasters will shut the fuck up and let the visuals tell the story,
right?
Because that's what you should do in TV at times. You don't need to go, oh my god, it's like so. The
so
America will
Gus Johnson every single little thing.
Well, no, it's like one of those one of the first organic sports TV moments I can remember as a kid. Being a kid, was when when fucking Cal Ripken broke the streak of starts, and you gotta play what's the minimum? You gotta play like 6 innings, 7 innings for it.
5 innings.
You gotta play 5 innings. That's right. And once it got to that moment, I think they took him out of the game or something, or he took a lap. He took a lap on the field, and you just everyone on the booth just shut the fuck up, and they just let the moment happen. You saw Cal run around. You heard the crowd cheering. There was like fireworks or something, and the camera zoomed in on the number breaking the streak, consecutive games played or whatever, and it was just it was a really, really cool moment. And then the play-by-play eventually, once the time was right, plus you have a long time to think about what you're going to say. But too many, if you're doing radio, it's one thing, because you don't have visual. Your job in radio is to communicate everything you say and try to paint the picture
to tell the story.
TV. Like the best play-by-play guys say what they need to say quick, and if like moments remember when Stephon Diggs for Minnesota in the playoffs had that amazing catch and then stayed in bounds, love or hate Joe Buck, he said Diggs touchdown and then shut the fuck up and let the celebration tell the story.
Oh, that was so cool because it was so fucking loud.
Oh yeah, it's I'm not a fan of either team. It's just one of those holy shit moments you get back for the NFL. It's such a great moment, and it's like, oh my god, I hope the Vikings win it all now. It's like they didn't, but it's it was one of those moments yeah, go Minnesota, go. It was beat the Eagles, especially if they didn't. But Yeah, like those are great.
We hope
those
they
little-
win, and they didn't.
Yeah, but whenever if like you ever have a moment like that and you're a TV guy, like sometimes the best thing to do is to shut the fuck up, let the visuals and let the audio, let the fans of the stands tell the story, everything. Like that needs to be taught more when it comes from a television side. But I don't like we got into that rant with the Olympics and everything, but it's
I
an
mean, you're not
Olympic
wrong, though.
year. So,
But there's also people where it's one of my favorite moments is no different than what's his name? During OU Texas 2000 or 2021 with Kennedy Brooks says forget the field goal. Win it with
Chris
a touchdown.
Fowler.
Just forget the field goal. He's gonna score a touchdown. But the game wasn't over. There was still time left on the clock.
It was like
Right.
3 seconds left.
Right, but he knew what to say at that point, and I would agree with the
because he was saying because he saw the same play they ran earlier, and oh my god, it's working again. He's like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that also identifies your elite journalist though as well to be able to paint that picture with the television versus just radio.
And then and then the other part of it too was he also kind of helped romanticize how the rivalry was for both teams. One side with basically in agony, and the other side
well, like Toby for example. Toby painted the picture for everybody. Kennedy Brooks just won the game. Like he goes like that's exactly what you need to do.
Right.
But I was gonna say though too. But what Fowler also did though too, saying that it's plays like that you'll remember the rivalry for forever. That's what I was basically saying.
Yeah, well, and we have good lord, how many of those quote unquote we'll remember forever moments have happened since like 2016?
A lot.
Yeah,
and I'm being a conservative. Maybe there is like even more you could go back to. Like there were big moments and blowouts, and I try not to. I put those in different categories, but like CD, like basically making 5 defenders look stupid
on a flea flicker, of all places.
Yeah, just like making 5 guys look stupid, and he made it look so easy, just like making little cuts here and there. It's like, how did you not tackle that dude? And you got Trey Brown making picks in the 2020 overtime, like making the pick in the overtime game. You have 21, so many plays. I mean, Marvin Mims, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
the man deserves
the shoelace catch. Yeah.
Yep.
And then,
like I said, I'm using that as mostly examples of like it takes talent. I think, in my opinion, not just knowing when to let the story unfold, but also too what to say in the moment. I think there's a lot of them who just like, for me, I don't hate Gus Johnson, but I think he overdoes it so much at points. Like it's
a shtick.
He's like a young schoolboy, though. He's like a young schoolboy that goes like, I was like, oh my gosh, please. It's just like, I understand you're excited, but please just let the. I was like, oh. It kind of gets annoying.
It's a shtick, so it's like it is what it is. But
you have to have one guy who does that really well.
I don't think Gus does it well though.
I
think he's great with coming up with nicknames like the.
I loved his call for Brett and Clay's touchdown against TCU in 2013. I thought it was great. Does he have the speed? Yes, he does. Touchdown. OU. It was a good call.
I don't even remember that one, to be honest.
Oh, dude, that is one of my low-key favorite OU plays in the past like 10 years. Like Brett and Clay gets like that big, because that was believe it or not, we had low scoring battles in 2013. But that TCU game was a low scoring rock fight. And
wait, Brennan Clay.
Brennan Clay in 2013 against TCU at home. It was a big touchdown run that kind of sealed the game.
I flipped that with 15 with P. Ryan.
No. I'm talking about Clay in 13. Like Clay had broke a huge run. It was like the biggest play of the night. It was like everyone just like Like they took like a 19-10 lead. TCU even went down and scored again to cut the lead to 2, and we still had to try to run out the clock. And then Blake Bell just like ran over a motherfucker and just ended his life to seal the win.
Go to that game.
That was one of my
I just don't remember.
That was one of my low-key, one of my favorite little kind of wins for OU. It was like, yeah, that was kind of a fuck. They sealed the game. It was kind of a fuck you type of win, and they lost to Texas the next week, of course. But it was like still, I love that win. I love that little moment. Oh yeah, I gotta make that list of. We were working on our list of like the kind of some of the best OU role players football wise.
Yep.
People keep responding to me on Twitter and saying Eric Stryker is like he's too good to be on the list.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, he was a role player. He was a role player. Don't get me wrong, but he was too good to be on the list. Like you
Sean,
can't like. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say real fast. What's funny where you mentioned the low key games? It's from the same season. I like that Texas Tech game. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, that was the one that was the one that had weather delays. And they got put up on Fox Business because they were desperately trying to.
That one, but it was a low key fun game. It was a good game.
Well, yeah, that was that was the game where Baker was just healthy again for Tech and just standing on the sideline wondering why the fuck isn't he starting in that game? And I think he mentally made the decision, I'm just gonna walk on here and see what happens. Yeah. Like really, it was that fucking moment where it's like, this is where I want to go. They're not gonna start me? Fuck you. I'm leaving.
Yeah. But like I said, it was just that was one of those favorite ones, and I remember that too. They're like, he's just walking over there on the sidelines, and they did.
He's holding the inside of his collar, his pads on the front. You know how players do that sometimes. He's just looking around, going, "I'm healthy. I'm like Big 12 freshman of the year potentially," and it's like they're not gonna let me play. I was like, all right, fuck you then.
Protect that game.
It was it Dobbs? Or
you're right, it was Dobbs because it wasn't Mahomes yet.
No, it wasn't Mahomes.
I say Dobbs because it sounds familiar. I might be mixing up, but
anyway. I did not go to that TCU game. I had to go look.
No, I watched it and waited through the delay, and I remember LeColt Bester had this like amazing like run around touchdown play. Like that was a game that Trey Miller got hurt and was out for the rest of the year. Which sucked.
Yep.
I think if I remember that Bolster touchdown, I think they were trying to do a little reverse pass to him and everything. But
but he just held
that open field.
Yeah, he just like held onto the ball and just like took it in. It was like great little moments there. But that was a fun game to watch, kind of like develop and.
It was a solid game, guys. I think we've mostly talked everything.
We're reminiscing about games from over 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah, so let's wrap up. Sean, final prediction for tomorrow. Who's winning it all?
I'm winning it all because I'm watching.
Because Discotech.
I'm watching the Discotech stream, and I'm probably going to get like some really awesome. They're promising like a really big announcement, so I'm looking forward to. As long as it's not Digimon bullshit that I don't give a fuck about, I'll be happy. I mean, they got Digimon and shit, and everyone else says like I'm in my 40s. I never watched Digimon, so
fine. If you don't want Digimon, then you get Metabots or Metarods.
No, what I want is like, can you guys find a way to license shit like Space Battleship Yamato? That'd be great. I doubt that's gonna happen, but
But if you did, you would not care about what happened tomorrow night. You'd be like, "Fuck this! I'm happy about this."
Eric is going to be very confused about some of my reactions tomorrow night. It's going to be hilarious.
It will be, but seriously,
what are you celebrating? Some 80s cartoon from Japan got licensed for Blu-ray. What's it called?
Why are you not watching football?
I am watching football. Multitasking.
Regardless. Seriously.
I don't have ADD. I'm multitasking.
Exactly. Gavin, who do you got?
I mean, I I know everybody's going against them and everything,
Uh-oh.
but I'm kind of leaning. I'm leaning towards the Wolverines.
Gone.
Any particular reason?
We just had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
I think part of it's just like the defense is kind of a little bit more of the edge than with Washington. I mean, don't get me wrong, the offense is good and everything, but I think, defense for Michigan has much more of a better edge than Washington. I just do.
You pick 1 or 2 score game.
I think it'll probably be a 1-score game all the way through until it gets to the very end, and it'll be a 2-score game.
It'll be the greatest. It's gonna be the greatest national title game ever. People will compare it to USC Texas, except it won't be USC Texas. It'll be
exactly
because they'll say it won't be the big helmet 1 versus 2 all year type of game that they've been wanting. So,
yep. Swiggy, what about you? What's your final prediction for tomorrow night?
My final prediction is there's only going to be one winner: the audience, the fans.
No,
I'm pretty sure that's during the Super Bowl, not during.
Okay, I have some bad news for everybody. Because here's what's going to happen tomorrow. No matter who wins that game, who's the ultimate winner, and everyone else loses. Colin Cowherd. Because if Michigan wins, he's been a jock sniffer when it comes to Harbaugh for years. If Washington wins, it's my childhood team that I grew up rooting for. So no matter what happens, Cowherd's going to be an ass the next day.
See, that's the advantage of playing. See, that's the advantage of playing both sides. You never lose.
Exactly.
I hate that.
If Washington wins, Cowherd gets to talk about his childhood team and be happy there. If Michigan wins, he gets to tell you, I was right about Harbaugh all along. Yeah, it only took 10 years for him to accomplish this goal you said he was going to do in like 2.
Just like Klatt with Riley, But
Michigan winning honestly makes it a much more interesting offseason because the NCAA has already filed them a notice of allegations, so it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, Harbaugh's bouncing no matter what.
He's going to the league. So
he's doing the Pete Carroll.
Yeah, exactly. He ain't the first coach. He ain't the first coach who left because of NCAA bullshit. Yeah, I'm going to take this job. Ron Meyer did it at SMU. Pete Carroll did it, and Jim Harbaugh will follow in those footsteps too. It's just time for me to go. What does that mean?
It means I'm going to get probation.
It means this team's about to go on probation. I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge.
Yep. Swiggy 1 or 2 score game.
I don't know. If Washington's D line pushes around Michigan's O line, 2-score game for Washington. If they can't, it's probably gonna. I think it's gonna be a 1-score game because Penix is gonna do some cool stuff. That's my bet. So who knows though?
Yeah,
makes sense. Yay. I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, live when we upload video. I think our next live stream we're going to hold is going to be Wednesday, January 17th, and it's just going to be a standard little hangout. Everybody just come talk. If you want to talk sports, let's talk sports. You want to talk anything OU sports-wise, the season's going to be over essentially, so there's other great sports happening at this point. We can talk about that, but anything you want to. So, Boomer Sooner, guys. Only one. See everybody here in a couple of weeks. I hope everybody has a great week. Later.
Bye.
Peace out.